It's been a while since we talked about something current, but Gen V is here, just concluded, and it's one hell of a spin-off show. Hi, my name's Stu and welcome to another review video on Flying Wiener. Now, if you're not familiar with Gen V, it is a spin-off of The Boys, which is an absolutely amazing superhero show. It's on Amazon Prime Video. If you're the kind of person who is getting kind of sick of the typical superhero fare, the typical DC and Marvel stuff that we have been getting for, well over a decade now, then I would suspect that The Boys is the kind of show for you. It's just to give you briefly an idea of what that is. It is basically what if the superheroes were not only controlled by, huge firms that are just out for money and power, but at the same time, the superhero themselves are not exactly good people. That is The Boys in a nutshell, right? And they decided they're going to do a spin-off series, which is Gen V, which is obviously an abbreviation for Generation V. Just to explain that briefly, V is the drug that is used to give people superhuman powers. And a bunch of parents decided it was a good idea to give their children V at birth, to hopefully let them develop superhuman abilities to then allow them to become part of this corporate superhero world, or to make them into heroes, or to make predominantly probably money and a successful career. And we are following these people along who not only grow up with these superpowers, but this is centered on the university, which is called Godolkin, where the main big education happens before these people are let out into the superhero world. Now, I've already taken away a part of the plot, only a bit, but that was really to give you a good oversight if you've never heard of it before. Now, before we actually get into the story, I will also say that it is amazing. You don't always get a spin-off series that turns out to be actually good. Usually when these kind of things happen, it's usually an inferior version of the show that you love, while they try to expand the world, and that happens to a certain degree, successfully. Usually, at least that is the way I experience it typically. I'm just left with a feeling of, but I'd rather have more of the original show. Now, Gen V is not like that. It is luckily a very successful spin-off series. Now, The Boys itself is really successful. It's written so well, and I'm very glad to say and see that the same applies to Gen V as well. Now, they've taken a lot of inspiration from the comics as well, because Godolkin University does actually also appear in the comics, and you have various storylines that are woven into this that are also taken from the comics, but still it's written really well. We're faced with a completely new group of people who, we don't know. We haven't seen them before in The Boys, so they are absolutely new. It's these young adults who are at university studying, trying to become superheroes and learn all the valuable things they need to know for that. But they're still interesting. We are invested in them. We get to know them, and we really care about what they are all about, because the main, just to give a very, very brief plot summary without spoiling, of course, what is going to happen in the story. We are centered on a woman played by Jazz Sinclair. Her name in the show is Marie Moreau, and she has got blood powers, I'll call it, so she could control blood, which is really cool. And they expand upon this idea a lot. So if you're like, oh, that doesn't sound too exciting, they do actually develop it into quite a few cool things that she can do with this blood. Anyway, but we're focused mainly on her. She's in this university. She's trying to prove herself because she is, I won't explain why, but she's got a lot of trauma surrounding her abilities. And she's trying to prove that she can be a hero in this world, and that she is not a bad person. And so she meets various people in the university. You do have some stereotypes that you find there. Obviously, you've got the really successful ones. One of them, for instance, his superhero name is Golden Boy. He's played by Patrick Schwarzenegger, who really hilariously looks a lot like his dad, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I thought was really fun. I immediately recognized the face, because similar structure, etc. But he plays a character called Luke Riordan. He is, as his superhero name implies, the Golden Boy. Everyone loves him, everyone aspires to be him. And so we got these kind of people. What we do get a lot is also just sort of mental health issues, which is obviously an ever-growing topic because we as a society are becoming more aware of. You know, people should not just stoically go through life. They have issues, things happen to all of us, and it's good to have a look at that, you know, and make sure that we're okay with everything that's going on with us. And as you can imagine, because this is adjacent to The Boys, the stuff that happens here is seriously messed up as well. We get a lot of scenes. If you're into the really messed up stuff from The Boys, be it gory or just be it psychologically really bad and messed up, you're going to enjoy it as well, because we can see here, I mean, if The Boys is superheroes that are crazy or evil or bad or whatever you want to call it, then as you can imagine, having superhero abilities when you've got young adults who are a bit reckless, you know, out for partying, out for fun and all that. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, enjoyment for us, but, you know, disaster in the world. But it's really good. There is a deeper plot that is going on. Just to finish off what the plot is about, there's something going on at this university. Our main characters, they discover this and they look into it. I'm not going to tell you exactly what, but there's something going on that's not quite okay at Godolphin University, and we follow our characters along to find out what that is. Now, throughout the show, I will say, up till the very end, great writing. It was exciting. Every week I would return, you know, desperate to see what the next episode is. Love the characters, love the superhero powers. This is exactly what it should be. You can feel it's in the same world. It absolutely fits in. We've got some elements, obviously some references to the main series, but at the same time, it's got its own identity. It's got its own great characters. We're invested in them. We want to see what happens to them. How do they fit into the superhero world eventually? This world that we've got with Vought and the boys and everything going on. Yeah, I'm just really excited for the future. It has already been renewed for a second season, which is absolutely great. And this first season of Gen V is going to tie into the 4th series of The Boys. So really excited to see how that's going to work and happen. You know, people are a bit wary of, obviously this is world building, and oh god, the same thing is going to happen like with the MCU. It's going to get too big or too convoluted, etc. As long as they can keep it small like this, it'll be absolutely fine. You know, as soon as they announce a 2nd and 3rd show, that's when we're going to have problems. But for right now, The Boys running alongside Gen V, I don't see any problems happening whatsoever, because you can tell so very, very different stories with the two entities, which is brilliant. That is what you want from a spin-off. Expands the world, keeps you interested, is related enough, you know, to the main thing to make it all work. And yeah, first and foremost, great writing, great actors and great characters, because without them, this would definitely not work. So very high recommendation from me for Gen V. Definitely watch it. If you're a fan of The Boys, you have to, you know, but if you're just generally interested in superhero stuff and you're like, oh, I haven't seen enough of that at a university, then this will be for you. That will be all from me today. I have to apologise, by the way, for my voice. I've had lung issues for the past few weeks and about to go away, but it's messing up my voice. I'm really sorry about that. On the plus side though, I've got a new microphone which will hopefully sound better and it won't cut out as much, because recently I noticed that my microphone was cutting out a bit. It was starting to get really annoying. Anyway, I hope this will be an improvement, especially once I have my voice fully back. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It is the best way to support this channel. Leave a comment down below about anything related to Gen V, The Boys, you know, comic tie-ins. Did you enjoy this? Are you looking forward to the future? Things you didn't like? Any and all of that, please share it down in the comments below. I'll thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one on Flying Wiener. Take care. Bye.